What's up, guys? It's Nathan here with Landlord Academy. I'm here with Bryan from BryanChavis.com and Landlord Academy, founder of the Landlord Academy, and best-selling author of Buy It, Rent It, Profit, and The Landlord Entrepreneur. We've been answering questions about property management and rental real estate, but it's the new year. It's 2019. What is something that you feel like needs to stop in the property management industry? What are people getting wrong that you feel needs to stop or needs to change?
I don't think I have a strong, conviction about what needs to stop. Nothing has, off the top of my head strikes me. But I would say, if I had to say, some things that, individuals, probably should do or need to do moving forward, is have a better understanding of who they're, a better understanding of what it takes to be a true successful property manager. I see a lot of individuals getting along, owning and operating and starting property management companies that really do not have a strong background in the industry. I think we were talking about, the inability. I would expect a level of expertise. If I sat down with someone and they said, "Hey, look, I want to manage your property in downtown St. Pete," I would expect that person to come to the table with some sort of junior management plan. These are the things, this is what we've evaluated your property. These are the things that we've determined that, that you can do to value add or add value to your property, how we can maximize income and minimize expenses. Some sort of management plan that would move, a junior management plan that would move into a senior management plan upon, execution of the management agreement between both parties. The level of professionalism, the level of customer service, I think are things that, individuals can focus on. And if I have a pet peeve, is most property managers for me are not really utilizing their property management companies in the right way. These individuals are not taking owner equity. They're not taking ownership in some of the projects, or they're too scared to get outside that single family rental market.
Can you elaborate on that? What does that mean by they're not taking owner equity?
Taking a percentage of ownership. And a lot of them can't because they're managing single family homes.
Right.
There's no meat on that bone. But then again, the question is why do you only, focus on single family homes? And a lot of them because, the unknown of the commercial, the unknown of understanding terms like cash on cash return, cap rate, internal rate of return, discount rates, net present value, cash multiple, I can go on and on. Right. But, not understanding the terminology and having the vocabulary to be able to step in that arena kind of holds a lot of individuals back. They feel like, oh, well, I'm a residential agent. That's not my world. I'll stick to the single family rentals. And, they box themselves in. But really, at the end of the day, if you have that kind of, if you have that ability to work with investors in a database right now, you need to really be focused on what's next, because that database is going to shrink in years to come as Zillow introduced themselves and Amazon introduces themselves as a source for people to buy and sell homes. You're really going to have to lean more towards on the mindset of, taking a position of equity. And to do that, you really need to move into the commercial grade assets to where an individual can come to the table and say, hey, look, I'll manage this. I'll operate it. I'll take a percentage of equity, of ownership. I'll take, anywhere between 3 to 10% ownership in this apartment building. And I'll manage it for a discount, whatever it may be. I'm spitballing right now, but at the end of the day, those, that to me is ideally, I think the piece that a lot of these property management companies, are missing. I see all this advertisement, people talking about growing their doors and getting more units, and that's great. But at the end of the day, it's, I just, if you don't own anything, I don't really understand why, I don't know. It's just me. I'm all the entrepreneurial spirit in me is just not to build a company to where I can manage and help other people build, wealth. And, and you can do really well in property management. You know this, Nathan. You can do really well in property management, but there's a big difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Mm.
Wealth is in ownership. Getting rich, you make money, commissions and contracts and agreements and getting paid your commission and your fees. But at the end of the day, if you don't, what do you own?
Right.
Like I said, wealth is in ownership. So, I just think, if you have a real estate license and that's not your primary goal, is to own. And I'm not talking about necessarily owning the real estate company, or I'm talking about owning real assets, properties, multifamily, commercial, retail. Then, to me, I feel like the license is really underutilized. And, you get a lot of pushback in social media with this video, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, just in 10 years, come back and visit me and tell me how that real estate license is working for you. When Amazon steps in the arena and Zillow steps into the arena, I mean, virtual AI, artificial intelligence, it's just getting smarter and smarter to where, why do you really need an agent? Especially on the residential home sale.